Welcome into Sports Wrap Overtime Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. We are here. Welcome into the show. Craig Loper, Brian Parsons joining you on a jam-packed Tuesday edition of the show. We got a lot to get to.
Sponsored by HII.
Sponsored by HII. Built in America for America.
Craig, did you know that the shipyard has over 25,000 employees?
I found out.
It's one of the largest
3 weeks ago.
employers in the area.
You shifted that number because you said 20,000.
I did. I just looked it up. And since the sponsorship,
5,000
the jobs
people
are just exploding.
That's a national news story at that point.
I think it would be. But again, if you're in a market for a nuclear-powered submarine or a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier,
right?
HII is your place.
There we go. Let's get into what we got going on here across the Commonwealth. Old Dominion football coming off a bye week. Of course, they beat Tech back on September 13th. Had a chance to rest, get their legs back up under them, as every football coach and football player likes to say. How do we feel about early bye weeks?
Well, you went to the press conference. You talked to Ronnie yesterday, and I thought his answer was pretty funny, where he said,
if we would have lost, I would hate the bye. If now that we won, I like it.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Or
it's like
he was playing both sides.
He's like, it could go both ways.
Exactly.
However you want to. I'm not a fan of the early.
But they're two bye weeks, right?
Is that what it is in college?
I think they get another bye week. Let's take a look at the old schedule here.
I always forget that because week 0 confuses me and all that stuff. Maybe. I don't even remember.
I think there might be another one later in the season.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But they come off that bye week riding high. Old Dominion does after the statement win over Virginia Tech. And now they're coming back home this weekend at SB Ballard Stadium hosting Liberty, and a school in Liberty that's beat them the last 4 times. And
by an average of 28 points per game, I might add.
Yeah. Last time Liberty came here was 2023, and 30-10, I think, was the final score of that game.
It hasn't, or something. It hasn't been good.
38-10. There it is. And at the press conference yesterday, it was good to see those guys, Ronnie and the few players they brought out, and it felt like a team that has found a stride, that feels good about itself. Ricky Ronnie was very complimentary of the team as a whole. You know, a lot of times we gravitate towards, talk me through what Colton Joseph. He was like, man, everybody's seems to be doing their job really well right now. Colton, he was very complimentary of the offensive and defensive lines, you know, kind of like dominating line of scrimmage against Tech specifically was what he kind of kept talking about, and how it all kind of starts there, and then their offense plays off of that. So,
and this is them dominating North Carolina Central. I mean, there's Colton Joseph just dropping dimes, and some of the receivers. You have Trey Brown the third and Ja'Cory Cox.
Yep. Abdul Golden.
Ja'Cory Thomas.
Right.
The big target there, and they've got some weapons, and we weren't sure because these were all new receivers coming in, so we didn't know what was going on, really, right? Are these guys going to be any good?
Literally all of them.
But I think the continuity, man, I really do believe the continuity of bringing back Kevin Decker, the offensive coordinator, Blake Seiler, the defensive coordinator, the special teams coordinator, the head coach, 3 years in a row, one of few group of 5 schools that were able to do that. I think you're starting to see it, man, on the field. The results are there with that continuity, and a lot of teams in the Sun Belt, they lose their coaches, they lose their coordinators, they lose a lot of their players to the portal. ODU has done very good and very, very good in the portal too.
You talk about continuity. I'll go something even more visible, and I think we agreed on this at Media Day or something. Like even just from the highlights, especially the receivers, but they look bigger and more athletic than teams in the past. Right, like
they're very experienced team too. There's a lot of guys with a lot of playing time under their belt. This is not a very young team.
Yeah,
Colton Joseph, redshirt sophomore, I think
they look bigger to me. They look like a more powerful football team. So, at the press conference, we kind of got into a lot of things here.
It's November 7th, by the way. They do have another bye week in November.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, perfect.
But look, the ODU. So, Old Dominion hasn't beaten Liberty since 2013. Taylor Heineke, it was one of those transition
year, right,
into the FBS. They're favored, Craig, over Liberty Saturday night at SB Ballard Stadium. Old Dominion is favored by 16.5 points. It started at 9.5.
And it's only Tuesday at the time of this
recording. 16.5?
Yeah, Liberty's 1-3 on the season.
I can honestly say, since Old Dominion moved up to FBS football, I've never seen them favored by 2 touchdowns over an FBS team.
No.
I don't. Maybe it's happened.
Yeah.
Maybe there was some crappy UTEP team that they were favored to beat like that, but
UTEP's random. Yeah, that's funny.
I mean,
no, Liberty,
16.5?
Liberty had a great year. What was it, last year, or was that 2 years ago at this point?
It was a couple of years ago with
Jamie Chadwell's first season. They made that bowl game, New Year's Six game.
But that was Hugh Freeze.
No, that was Chadwell's first year. Definitely Chadwell. Positive. Hugh Freeze? No way.
Yeah.
No.
That's what it got Hugh Freeze to Auburn.
No. It was the Hugh Freeze already.
Chadwell was still at Coastal then.
No. Check it out. 20,
Okay.
Let's look it up. Sorry.
Liberty, Oregon, right?
Just type in Jamie Chadwell, go to his wiki page, and it will show his record. Because it was 2 years ago. Because Bo Nix, it was Bo Nix's last bowl game as the Oregon quarterback. That's kind of how I contextualize it. Bo Nix was a rookie last year in 2024. His final year at Oregon was 2023. So Jamie Chadwell's first year at Liberty was 2023. Had to be.
Oh, yeah. They're 13. That was Chadwell?
That was Chadwell, yeah. His first year.
Yeah, they got smoked by Oregon. They had no
Well,
business
Hugh
being
Freeze
there.
probably had a part in that because he built that team up, probably, Anyway, so going to this game here, Liberty's down, right? They're 1-3.
They're bad.
They've lost 3 in a row, Jacksonville State, Bowling Green, and they're coming off a tough loss to JMU where the game was tied at halftime, I think 10-10. And then JMU scored 21 in the second half. Liberty only put up 3, so they lose the game 31-13 was that in Lynchburg? Oh my goodness, I just forgot. I can't remember if it was in Lynchburg. I think it was in Lynchburg. It was in
I don't
Lynchburg.
know where it's at.
It was in Lynchburg.
I was out of commission. I was a little distracted on Saturday night.
Yeah. Brian was busy going to so many concerts.
Fish. I did not get stabbed, by the way.
Don't do that. Lynchburg.
Somebody did get stabbed in the parking lot, unfortunately.
Lynchburg, Liberty lost to JMU in Lynchburg. But when we go to this series, I asked Ricky Ronnie at the press conference, get ready to load up this soundbite here, Mike. Basically, I asked him, Liberty has your number in recent years. Is there any, should you draw any extra sense of energy regards to that, knowing this is a Commonwealth team that Ricky Ronnie has never beaten?
I can sense it from myself. I mean, I want to get a win. A, it's our next game. B, I don't think we've played our best football against this team in the past. And so I would like to see us go out there and play our best game and see where it ends up, because that to me is the important thing, is let's go out there and play really good football and put our best foot forward.
Yeah, pretty straight up answer, right? You want to win this. You want to win this game.
I mean, that's a pretty forthright answer from a guy that doesn't like to give you forthright answers.
Right. Yeah. Ricky Ronnie's usually pretty. I don't know. Cliche is the term at the mic.
He's just guarded.
Coach speak.
He's very guarded.
Yeah.
He seems very paranoid. We love Ricky, but he really doesn't like to give us much.
He just coach speak at the mic.
Yeah.
That's what he does. And then every once in a while you get one in there where he'll give you a little extra.
And also he's an Ivy League guy. Mm-hmm. So I think if you prepare the question properly,
correct,
he would like it. He likes that.
He does. I think he likes the properly prepared questions. I think he gets annoyed with the kind of generic surface level questions. You know what I'm saying? So he'll go in depth and dive in something that there's a little more, I don't know, there's a little more depth to it. You got to ask him more properly formed questions.
So ODU leads the Sun Belt in scoring at 37 points per game.
Yeah.
Second in Sun Belt in scoring defense, 19.7 per game.
Yeah.
They lead the Sun Belt in rushing yards per game, 245. Mm-hmm. Now, here is one thing that I have noticed.
Okay.
They're having trouble stopping the run.
Yeah.
Specifically running quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Even the guy for Central was putting up some yards.
Okay.
They're 10th in the Sun Belt in rushing defense. Mm-hmm. Tech was running the ball on them.
Yep. Yeah.
They were getting yards. And then next thing you know, you're down 31-0, and therefore you cannot run anymore.
Right.
So I think that's one thing they're going to need to shore up. There's been some, they've had some linebacker injuries. Mm-hmm. They had a retirement at linebacker as well.
Yeah, Koa's been up and down.
And his brother came in right after that, and then he went out with an injury after that. So
injuries will.
Jeremy Mack has been very good on defense for them. He's got 3 sacks so far. Mario Thompson on defense as well. It's again, this is the most complete team they've had since they moved up to FBS. It really is. This is the year. I think this is the year.
Going back to that, like I said, Ricky was very complimentary of it, because I asked him, has a position group stood out to him, that maybe outperformed expectations. He goes, man, everybody's doing their job and playing well. And I like what he said. To one question specifically, someone asked him, like, how you kind of copy and paste the same. He's basically saying it's hard to copy and paste the Virginia Tech, performance. He goes, yeah, you can't. It's a different game. But he goes, you can copy and paste the energy and the work ethic that we had in that week, and that focus, and that grit. He's like, if we can keep the process the same and the build up to it, he's like, kind of that's what you copy and paste. He goes, the game plan will change and all that type of stuff, and the opponent changes, but you can copy and paste sort of our mindset during that Tech week, because that is a fair question, right? You come off this Tech win, you're riding high, you're feeling great. Sometimes you would think, oh, you just want to keep rolling and play a game, but then they kind of like disappear for a week, go into the silo, so to speak, and like, oh, they kind of disappear. Everybody's getting right. They always say, getting your legs right. And you would think sometimes coaches want to keep playing. Well, Ricky's like, what he said earlier. It's like, it could change.
I do like what he said, though, because I went back and did listen to it, where he was saying that had we practiced last week, we would have lost a couple of practices because of the weather.
Yeah, the weather was rough.
That would have helped. That would have been tough for game planning for that game. So
Right.
If you get 2 bye weeks, why not get one in week 3?
You don't
That's
have to keep looping these too. You could put Papas up. But yeah, so in terms of this game Saturday night,
6 o'clock, SP Ballard Stadium. Last time I checked, I guess it was probably Sunday night. I think there were 3,000 tickets available still.
Okay, all right.
So they need to fill that place up. They need to sell at SP Ballard Stadium. The attendance has been kind of up and down since they missed that 2000 season or 2020 season by not playing because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
The crowds have kind of slowly coming back. The student section has been incredible.
Yeah, this game, I would think 6 o'clock kick, ODU coming off a win over Tech.
What I'm saying is winning cures anything and makes those empty seats filled.
Correct. Yeah, I think, and especially for this one, I asked the guys that at the press conference, what kind of atmosphere do you expect Saturday night? They were very complimentary of the students, like you said.
It's been crazy.
Yeah, the students have been great, and they, just a good environment. 6 o'clock kick, in-state school, and Liberty. Big, huge school out there in Lynchburg. Like, they have alumni and network sprinkled all over, like
the Liberty Nation is real.
Yeah.
They got
real. Especially they got, alumni and people proud of that school
of course.
In the 757. So you expect them to show up.
A very passionate fan base.
Yeah. And it's like, they invest into sports. Like, this is no joke. Like, they put money behind this thing, their facilities. Like, this is not some small operation just out there in whatever part of the state. Like, this is
wonder what their NIL situation is like.
Oh man, that is
they're
crazy.
getting dudes, so they're paying their dudes good money.
Yeah, they got some sort of infrastructure. They got some good infrastructure out there.
It's like people would say, like, would you want Old Dominion and Liberty to be in the same conference? And I say no.
Yeah.
As an Old Dominion fan, I don't want to be in the same conference as Liberty because
they're playing on a different.
They're on a different financial level playing field than we are.
I think when people ask that question, it's very like from a strictly competitive standpoint.
It's not. I don't think if you shake it out over the long term, I don't think it's competitive because I think Liberty's got so many more resources. When put it this way, they were paying Hugh Freeze $4 million a year to be their head coach.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Ricky Ronnie's probably making $800,000.
Yeah.
I mean, there might not be if the highest paid coach in the Sun Belt is probably making $1 million.
Yes, that is crazy when you break it down like that. Yeah, it's very.
That's power for money.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's crazy. But this could be the year, man. If ODU gets this win, right, and you're sitting at 3-1, you're feeling good. This is. I mean, probably the best start easily in Ricky Ronnie's tenure, right? If you go 3-1, like not even.
Yeah, remember the one year they had to win the 5 games in a row just to make the bowl game.
I mean, it would be pretty awesome. I think it would create some buzz locally throughout the region.
And then they're back home the next week against Coastal. And here's a wild thing, man.
Yeah.
Coastal's down.
Yeah.
Marshall's down. App State is down.
Right.
Georgia Southern was supposed to be the big contender with Clay Helton as head coach, but they can't stop anybody on defense.
Okay.
So basically, as of right now, and things can change because injuries happen. What if somebody big goes down for Old Dominion?
Yeah.
But it's ODU and JMU in the East. That's what it is. Those are the 2 best teams. The power rankings, the Sagarin power rankings has Old Dominion 63rd in the country. The top-rated Sun Belt, top-ranked Sun Belt team, JMU 65. The second-ranked top Sun Belt team. So. This is the reason ODU and James Madison made the move to FBS because when they meet a couple of weeks from now at JMU for their homecoming, that's going to be a bigger game than the Tech game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Talking more about Liberty, in question for them is their quarterback Ethan Vasco, who transferred from Coastal this past season. Yeah, Chesapeake's Ethan Vasco from Oscar Smith, 2-time state champ with the Tigers.
Committed to Old Dominion.
Oh my gosh!
Went to Kansas.
Committed to Old Dominion, flipped to Kansas. 1 year at Kansas under Les Miles. Les Miles goes away.
That wasn't a good situation.
Flipped to Coastal. Wasn't the starter at Coastal. He was like the 3rd string guy at Coastal. 2 of their players went down. He stepped in, never relinquished the job. Left for Coastal.
Busting 75-yard touchdown runs against Old Dominion on a routine basis.
That his debut that night. That was his first start.
So that'd be cool for him to be able to play.
Well, yeah, let me just read a headline here. This was 2 days ago from Lynchburg News. Coach Chadwell did say Vasco's injury is, quote, a pretty serious one to keep him out versus JMU. I don't know. That was 2 days ago. I'm not sure why that says JMU. But, he got injured against them. But he might not play. So we haven't got the official confirmation of that. But Coach Ronnie did say, they're familiar with Ethan. They recruited him. He was committed to Old Dominion. They wish him the best. They know the family. They want him to play Saturday in Norfolk, coming home. They said they want, they'd love to see Ethan out
for
there.
sure. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
we all would.
We want the hometown kid to be play a game.
Not sure what their backup situation is at quarterback at all.
They went through 3 guys. I think they're down to their 3rd guy.
Yeah. And like you said, they're down. They're 1-3. So clearly this team is not on the level of 2 years ago or even last year. They're susceptible here to, Old Dominion is a position to win this game by multiple touchdowns, as the spread says. Like, if you're Old Dominion, you can make a statement here and say this is not the same Old Dominion that Liberty has faced in the past 3 meetings.
Going into, imagine this. You're going into Sun Belt play. If they win, they'd be 3-1.
Yeah.
That's 8 games to win 3.
Yeah.
To go bowling.
Got to go bowling. Have to go bowling.
This team is
got to make a bowl. Make a bowl game.
Devastating.
Yeah.
But then, with the rewards come, will Coach Ronnie be able to keep his coordinators?
Yeah.
Will they get poached? Will Ronnie get poached? Who knows? If Ricky Ronnie if Ricky Ronnie wins out, does he get poached by a Power 4 school, or does he need to do it for 2 years?
I don't know. I'm always a fan of coaches doing it for back-to-back years.
Yeah, I agree.
These administrators, you get a hot name and the right fit. You never know.
Because if anybody think, well, why would Ricky want to leave? Well, Ricky would want to leave because he could make $5 million a year somewhere to be a head coach. And these are competitive people.
Yeah.
So they want to be challenged.
No doubt.
And you want to coach at the highest level there is.
Yeah.
I'm sure the ultimate aspiration would be the NFL to be a head coach.
Not always for every guy, but yeah.
There's only 32 of those.
There's only 32
a very
of those guys.
limited jobs there.
Yeah.
But
everyone's built different.
It's like, Coach K had even said, he wanted to coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
He was that close to, I think it was the Lakers or in the Bulls.
Yeah.
And he wanted to coach because he wanted to coach the best players in the world. And he said he got his fix by coaching the USA national team.
Yeah.
So I just think, Ricky Ronnie, he has an opportunity to build his resume. And if he can do this for back-to-back years and he could be a hot commodity and get a Power 4 coaching job.
Yeah, money talks.
Because this isn't Old Dominion is not a destination job for these guys.
No, not at all. It's just how it works, man. It's how the cookie crumbles. It's look at history.
Look at James Madison.
Yeah.
When their basketball team was so good that they dominated the Sun Belt and they beat Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament. So that means bye-bye, he goes to Vanderbilt. What happens to Kurt Signetti? Gets that thing going.
Yeah.
He takes the money to go to Indiana.
Yeah, that's how some programs are in the landscape of college athletics. There are stepping stone programs. And if you can take a mid-major at this level and you build it up and for 2 years and all of a sudden you look great, you're the darling of all these ADs and administrators. Like, that's our guy. We want you and we got all this money. And I don't fault anybody for leaving and taking that job.
Yeah, and they would be leaving the program in a better spot.
Exactly.
I think it's the VCU model. Look what they've done in basketball.
It's impressive, actually, when you look
really
at that run.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Man.
Like I don't know, something just works. Something works. It's the
Odom goes to
infrastructure.
UVA.
Yeah.
What's his name? Will Wade goes to LSU.
Shaka, obviously.
Mike Rhodes goes to Penn State.
Yeah.
Shaka goes to Texas.
Yeah.
Anthony.
The new Phil Martelli Jr. No, he's not gone yet.
Who's the other? Anthony Grant went to Oklahoma. Went to Alabama.
Okay.
Jeff Capel went to Oklahoma.
It's nonstop. It's crazy. But if Old Dominion,
every one of their coaches has gone to a Power 4.
Every Old Dominion football fan would be happy if you get to a New Year's Six bowl and Coach Ronnie is heading off to the next.
Or that would be the playoff in this situation.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. So it should be a fun night. I'm excited. 6 o'clock kick, like you said, a lot to look forward to at SB Ballard Stadium. I think it's going to be a great environment. The game will be streamed on ESPN Plus. Hopefully they get the stream going. And sometimes ESPN Plus, man, they need some help. That stream needs some help with the production, value of it all. But they're gonna try their best.
It can be a little questionable at times.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's at least the Sun Belt's got the ESPN Plus deal. Because when I first got here, ODU football games were like on CBS Sports YouTube Live, and I was like, what was going on?
They were on Facebook
Live streams.
and the Wawa gas machine.
It was crazy. It was
when the Wawa gas pump had Conference USA football.
It was Conference USA. I was tough.
But
never knew where the game
they were all. Everything was so splintered around. But the one network that they had that CUSA had to deal with, and I honestly think it was the best production.
What's that?
Of maybe anything out there in college sports.
I don't remember.
BN Sports.
I don't know what that is.
Which is a global soccer channel.
Okay.
Decided to dip their toes into college football, and they picked up some Conference USA games. The production was unbelievable.
Nice. I'd never heard of them.
It was. I mean, when I say top notch, it was like, man, this is the crappy CUSA. They don't deserve this.
That's funny. I never heard of it. Never.
Yeah,
heard of it.
it was some channel that was like in the 1,000 tier, on your Cox. But
oh god,
man, but they do international soccer, and it's really highly.
They knew
produced.
what they were looking for. That's funny.
And then Old Dominion Rice on BN Sports,
right.
And somewhere in
the early 2010s.
I don't know. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So let's. I guess we're gonna head to break here, and then we're gonna come back and talk some more college football.
Yeah,
I was at the Norfolk State game.
We're gonna talk about the team across town
I was at the Norfolk State game over the weekend. So
they're not riding quite as high, and we'll talk about that.
Well. All right, we'll be right back here on Sports Wrap Overtime. Okay, we're back on Sports Wrap Overtime.
Brought to you by
HII, built in America for America. I'm Craig Loper. He is Brian Parsons. Just got done talking ODU football.
25,000 employees.
Yeah, I know.
At the shipyard.
That's funny.
And you know where they groomed them? They groomed them at the apprentice school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the apprentice school has pretty good sports too sometimes.
They do. We'll get an email from them occasionally about, hey, you need to come out here. All right, let's go. I was at the Norfolk State game Saturday. What time is it? 4 o'clock kick? It was a 4 o'clock kick. So late Saturday afternoon. I was at Dick Price Stadium. Norfolk State beat Virginia State. Crazy overtime finish. Go on the road to Rutgers, get blown out, come back home. The game against Sacred Heart, when we showed up, I got there about 3:30 before kickoff. It just didn't have the same energy as you'd expect. Not even close to like Virginia State level. It was tough.
The box score said 8,000.
Box score said 8,000. I don't know how they determine that in terms of tickets. I don't feel like there was 8,000 people there. I don't know how they determine that. I don't feel like there was 8,000, but whatever. Put out there whatever you want based on tickets and all that stuff.
But let's be honest. Sacred Heart is not a draw.
No, not at all.
In Norfolk, Virginia.
No, zero. I think they're. I don't want to. I think they're in Connecticut.
Where do we say they are?
I think they're in Connecticut.
Michael, you know where Sacred Heart is?
Sacred Heart University. I
Long
believe is in
Island?
Connecticut.
Or-
No, they're not.
But I do know that they're one of two FCS independents.
That's right.
So does that make them the Notre Dame of FCS?
Yeah, it's Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone told me.
Was that Fairfield? Yeah,
Someone
okay.
told me.
The real
Saturday
rich,
game.
ritzy area of Connecticut. That's like where Keith Richards lives.
Well, Sacred Heart, Norfolk State had a history with this team. They had played them in 2 of the last 4 years, 3 of the last 4, and they beat them. Sacred Heart beat Norfolk State in 2022 and then beat them last year. And so this Sacred Heart team, the Pioneers,
I don't like this.
I found that out today.
I don't like them losing to Sacred
Saturday.
Heart.
Yeah, it was tough, man. So this game was interesting to watch in the sense of, Norfolk State looked rough early on. I guess they did score first. Let me say that. They scored first. After this initial touchdown, though, things kind of stalled out. It was a tie game at halftime, I believe, and Norfolk State had some in the first half. They had like 3 penalties. I'm going to go hyper specific here, but they had like 3 defensive substitution penalties on 3rd down in the first half, and they just gave these guys just an automatic first down. So once again, we were in a position where Norfolk State was down 10 in the 4th quarter until that Kevon King run right there. They were down 10, 24-14.
How'd Otto look?
Up and down, hot and cold. The offense did not look good, but in the second half, he started turning around. It's like when the pressure's on and they're down 10, Otto turns it on, the offense starts looking better, which is kind of scary to me. I don't like that. You want more consistency out of these guys, right? This is actually the last drive here. He gets them down the field. They had no timeouts. They spiked the ball after that. This is the game tying field goal attempt. He pushed it right. He pushed it right.
Chance.
Yeah, they had a chance at the end. I think it was a 40-yarder, something like that. And that was as time expired. So it's the inconsistencies that you don't like to see. You want to try to have them level out a little bit more. Defensive mistakes, offense stalling out. It wasn't a good look. You want to see Norfolk State sort of dominate a team like this at home in front of your crowd. And it just didn't happen for whatever reason. You don't like this playing desperate at the end of the games, playing from behind. You don't want to live in that zone. No college football coach wants to live there. That's just not.
Yeah.
That will stress you out, right? Credit to Sacred Heart in the sense, I was talking to some other sports reporters on the sideline. Whoever their OC was called a really good game. Like, in the way what I mean by that is on these kind of like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6 situations, right, that are manageable, you're giving your quarterback options. You're not just like dropping back and just like passing the ball. You're doing some pre-snap motion. You're giving the quarterback maybe like a run pass option. There's a touchdown here. I'm not sure if we'll see it. Like, there was a perfect 3rd and 4 call where they scored. It was like, give him an option, but don't make it like some big, huge drop back pass. Like, make it simple. Because let's be honest, right? The quarterbacks at this level, they don't got Brett Favre's arm strength, right? They're kind of dink and dunk, types. And so the coordinator did draw it up really nice for Sacred Heart.
It sounds like good coaching to me. Utilize your players' skill sets.
Yeah, it was just really impressive a lot of times to like see how the play calling was coming together. So that's Evan Helfrich. He had the big game-winning kick against Virginia State. Michael Vick said afterwards, he's like, kicker's in a tough spot because you almost have to be perfect at his position, right? And no one's perfect. So unfortunately, you make the big one against Virginia State. Everyone's celebrating you. You miss that one, and it's like, oh, dang, who's this kicker?
There were a lot of missed kicks in the NFL yesterday. Remember, I was talking about how this is the week before in the office. We were talking. I was like, man, I'm getting tired of these kickers being so good.
Yeah.
They're making 65-yarders in their sleep, and then yesterday, guys were missing left and right
and blocking kicks too.
I like to see that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Bring back the kickoff in the NFL. By the way, we'll get into that later.
Today was supposed to be Michael Vick's media availability, but Norfolk State, they sent us a text with like an hour's notice and said it got postponed to tomorrow. So
yeah,
we don't have any completely fresh sound for whatever reason they canceled that today. I don't know why.
We don't know why. But you did
get talked to him after the game.
Post game Saturday night. This was Coach Vick on falling to Sacred Heart at Dick Price.
Put ourselves in a position so many times to win the game, to put the game out of reach, and every single time we had an opportunity to do that, we took a step back. Like
3 turnovers.
Guys, we got to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and not have a negative attitude about what just happened, because if we do, then it's going to continue.
Take nothing away from them, but we really gave the game away. We had an opportunity. And so the little mistakes, they'll add up if you keep allowing them to. And so once we put it all together, that's a good football team in that locker room, but they got to learn the hard way, and they will. And this is one of those days where they're gonna learn the hard way. And I can assure you this: every single man in that locker room is distraught right now. This one touched them. This one touched them, as it should.
Yeah, Norfolk State had 2 red zone turnovers that were really key. They could have went up 2 possessions multiple times in the game. Otto had an interception. Kevon King had a fumble. And that's what some of the clips were right there. So that was real. They got in the red zone a couple times. They drove it down the field, looked okay, and then turned it over, and that slowed them down.
I think there's relief on the way.
Relief?
In the form of 0-4 Wagner.
Oh, yeah, Wagner. Yeah, I have nothing about, so they're 0-4?
0-4.
Staten
Island has a Wagner college here. They lost to Kansas 46-7, which is to be expected.
Right.
So they're taking the money game. Excuse me. Probably had a lot of injuries in that game. That's what happens in these situations. Mm-hmm. Lose to Georgetown 31-20. They lose to Marist 21-10. Then another one of those money games. They lose at Central Michigan 49-10. I think this is a recipe for Norfolk State to just kind of go into Staten Island.
You would hope so.
Kick some butt.
You would hope so.
And come back to Norfolk with their second win of the year.
Yeah, you better do it. I mean, going up there and losing to a team like this 0-4 wouldn't be a good look. So maybe they call it, maybe it can be a get-right game for them. Otto in the offense. Got to find a rhythm. Like I said, they drove the ball. They had some good drives in there. You can't turn it over, man. Turnovers will kill you. And defensively, they play well in spots. And then sometimes it's like, oh, man, something just doesn't look right. They look a little confused, out there, and guys are running open, and it just doesn't look right at times, So again, up and down. And you just want a little more level of consistency to know what you're getting on Saturday. So hopefully they can go on the road and get a win against an 0-4 Wagner team. You got to get that win.
They've got to win that game.
You have to.
You have to beat 0-4. You cannot lose to 0-4 Wagner. They stink.
They're bad. Yeah, they're bad. So you would expect that you got to go on there and get the job done. No excuses after that. Zero excuses.
Delaware State is 3-1.
Yeah, who'd they beat this past weekend? I looked it up. I didn't look it up. I saw the record.
Del State beat St. Francis.
Okay.
They beat. So they lost to Delaware, 36-17, who is now an FBS program in the Sun in the Conference USA.
Right.
I'd love for them to be in the Sun.
They're in the Conference USA now?
Yeah.
Delaware?
Yeah.
You were just in the CAA 2 years ago. I did a game.
I want Delaware in the Sun Belt. But anyway, we're moving along. They beat Albany.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Bowie State's D2, so whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so in Howard's 3-1. Howard beat the brakes off of Hampton.
Yeah. That was tough, man. That was a tough one. I looked at the score at halftime. It was 20-0, and after that, I kind of checked out. That's all I saw. I looked at the press box. I looked at the score in the press box at halftime between Hampton and Howard, and saw it was 20-0.
Yeah, maybe Howard's got a squad.
Maybe, yeah, maybe they do. So, battle for the real HU in terms of bragging rights this year it's in DC for the next 364 days at least. So, and then elsewhere. What did William and Mary do this weekend? I didn't even bother to look them up.
Again, I was.
You were unplugged.
Again, I was at Hampton Coliseum.
William and Mary. Let's see. I feel terrible that I didn't know this.
So I did not necessarily follow William and Mary.
Who
did they play?
Schedule. Let me look it up here as I find this here.
I'm so prepared.
It's okay. This is live podcasting, sort of. I can't find out. Oh, they played Charleston.
Charleston Southern. Yeah, they beat them. Good.
They beat them. Yeah. Okay, good. I can't. My phone's not working in this office at all. But yeah, my phone's cooked. I should have a laptop. But okay, so yeah, wrapping up the college football here. Another big week. We're rolling along. We do these recaps every week here. So we're gonna.
I'd like to before we'll talk Commanders next segment. I'd like to talk about UVA football.
You want to do that
now? Sure.
Okay. Yeah. UVA. Hey, heck of a.
But since we're talking college football,
yeah.
Just what an amazing turnaround Tony Elliott has had with this team.
Yeah,
they blew out Coastal Carolina. They lost a close one to NC State.
Yeah,
they
beat Stanford,
beat the heck out of William and Mary, and they blew out Stanford. They've got a quarterback, Chandler Morris. They're moving the ball.
Stanford game was last Friday,
and they're putting points on the board.
Yeah, they're putting up points big time. Every time you look up, it's like 30, 40, 50 points a game. And
Friday night,
quarterback's running around.
Friday night, UVA hosts Florida State.
Yeah, coming up this Friday.
Prime time. And Florida State's only favored by like 6.5.
Yeah, this is a big game. First big game in UVA for, I don't know, since the Tech game like 3-4 years ago.
When I was an intern at Channel 3, WTKR in Norfolk, it was November of 95, or it was fall of 95, and it was UVA against Florida State. Okay. And Florida State had never lost an ACC game. And this is UVA with Tiki Barber. I think Mike Rowe was the quarterback. I don't think Aaron Brooks is the quarterback yet. But they stopped Warwick Dunn at the goal line. That would have been a game-winning touchdown for Florida State. And UVA handed Florida State its first ever ACC loss. And I remember watching it.
Oh, first ever.
I remember watching it in the booth at Channel 3 when I was an intern. Didn't know what the heck I was doing. But just I remember that moment of watching that game and how excited everybody was
November
to watch
95?
It. Yeah. We're fall of 95.
Fall of 95. You said first ever ACC loss at that point?
Yep.
When did they join the conference?
Like 91, 92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they were independent before that.
Bobby Bowden. Okay.
I don't know where their basketball was. It was a weird
Florida
deal.
State
Like
was independent.
A lot of those teams. Yeah, man.
I guess it was more common back then.
A lot of teams they would like West Virginia would have their basketball team in the A10 and football would be independent.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech would be independent
More
and their basketball would be in the A10.
More common back then.
Then the Big East kind of came around.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Wow, that's
pretty cool. Tech did beat Wofford, Philip Montgomery's first game.
Yes,
as expected, they beat an FCS team. But this could be a special year for UVA. Tony Elliott, and whatever year it is for him, and of course he had the tragedy a couple of years ago when they canceled the last 2 games of the season after several of their players were murdered on a bus. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
So you definitely got a free pass that next year. I mean, you would think after going through that. I mean, that's emotional stuff, man.
Yeah, but no, this year, I mean, they look good. The offense looks like it's clicking. And when you get the quarterback right and you get this, when you live in that transfer portal and you hit, this is what can happen. All of a sudden, you just look like a different team.
What a weird schedule. They play Stanford, Washington State, and California. Why are they playing those? I mean, I guess Cal and Stanford, they've got to play them.
Got to play them.
Conference
Washington State is the non-con game, I guess.
But Washington State's coming to Charlottesville.
Yeah,
So where are they? Pullman? What is that?
It's Pullman.
Pullman,
Definitely
Washington.
Pullman. Yeah, I don't know what they're not in a conference until the Pac-12 figures it out for next year. I guess they're still the Pac-2 right now, but then next year they get it right.
Then next year, then they get
Everybody.
Next year they get
Colorado State,
San Diego State, Boise State,
Air Force joining the Pac-12. At this
Utah
point.
State, Fresno State. A lot of states.
Weber State.
Everybody's
I'm
a
just kidding.
state.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. It's hard for me to keep up. I love the
Texas
Pac-10.
State.
That's right. North Texas isn't joining the Pac-12.
No, they're not. If they were North Texas State, they would be.
Right.
It's but Texas State because that's what Louisiana Tech is replacing Texas State in the Sun Belt.
That's right. Yeah. I grew up in the Pac-10 and Pac-12, and now it's just like It's too much. Like the geography of it has just completely turned me off to all of that. So, all right, let's take a break. We're gonna come back. We got a few minutes left. We're gonna talk Washington Commanders after the break. This is Sports Wrap Overtime. Okay, we're back on Sports Wrap Overtime, brought to you by HII, built in America for America.
You know what? When I was like 7 years old, my sister and her boyfriend took me to the shipyard, and we saw the christening of a submarine.
What do they do? Like just put it up on a big? The christening is dropping it in the water?
Yeah. Well, then they hit it with a champagne bottle.
Really?
Yeah, and then they
drop it in,
and then they send it out to sea.
guess,
I don't remember what
I've seen
submarine
that.
it was. I don't
I've
remember
seen
which
the
one
ships.
it was.
I've seen the christening of ships, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Like online.
And then there was a little when I was a little kid, I was inspired to buy like model battleships and aircraft carriers and put them together.
I played Battleship, the board game. That was classic. That was a classic.
HII.
Yeah, check them out. Talking about Sunday, what happened in Landover, Maryland, at Northwest Stadium. The Commanders dominate the Las Vegas Raiders, 41-24. Final score. Marcus Mariota comes in place of Jaden Daniels. He had a rushing touchdown early in the game and looked good, looked crisp. Jeremy McNichols had a big run, 4 carries.
Yeah, how about that? That was a nice touchdown.
It was really one big run. It was a 60-yard touchdown run. The Commanders took care of business, right? The Commanders should have beat the Raiders. They beat the Raiders. Von Miller had a sack in this game. They were terrorizing Geno Smith throughout the course of this game, and they handled business.
They kind of got a little back in the game right there at the end.
Let's see. They were up 7-3.
Didn't they get an onside kick?
Who did? Oakland.
Vegas? Did they get one?
I don't remember the onside kick.
I was again, Sunday. It was the final night of 3 nights of fish at the Hampton Coliseum, so I wasn't completely glued into this game.
Yeah.
I watched most of the first half, then I had to go wait in the line to get into the show.
Yeah, Dan Quinn there, that picture right there is crazy. So
Ridiculous.
he got hit. He got hit by some people ran into him.
It was Mariota.
Was it Mariota?
I think it was
Mariota got
Mariota,
pushed out of bounds. Dan Quinn gets hit in the face. His head grass. He was all bloody. The press conference, he was still bleeding. It was crazy. There was a couple shots of him on the broadcast where
He's
he was
a tough guy.
still bleeding. So he seems to be all right. But, if you're a Commanders fan, it's good to see Marcus step in. It was his first start since 2022. Jaden's dealing with a knee. Terry McLaurin, we know, is now dealing with a quad that they're going to watch throughout the week. ESPN's Adam Schefter is reporting that the injury, they're monitoring it. This is not like, oh, he's going to be out there. He's questionable.
Yeah, that's not exciting.
Sunday. We'll find out the official injury report tomorrow, after we record this. But Jalen Lane had a big punt return there. Luke McCaffrey had his first NFL touchdown. Jalen Lane, the 4th round pick out of Tech, I think it was like a 60-yard return, like huge. Debo looked good on a kick return as well in this game. So if you're the Commanders, you took care of business at home like you're supposed to against an inferior team. Let me go through some of the team, box score stats here, if I can pull this up here. 400 total yards of offense for Washington, 7 penalties. They possessed the ball for 28 minutes. Let me go through more. Oh, this is all individual stats.
So coming up, they have the Falcons.
Yes.
And you and James were talking in the office. You were saying that,
Falcons.
hey, man, just rest Jaden, man. Don't play him against the Falcons.
I think so.
Just put Mariota in there.
I think so.
That's in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta. Yeah, it's in Atlanta. If Jaden's not right, if he's for sure not 100%, let Marcus play again. You can beat this team.
You know who they have after the Falcons?
No.
They're at the Chargers.
Oh, wow. That's big. Yeah,
that's
big.
a big one.
That's a long trip, too.
And the Chargers look very good.
Chargers are great this year. A lot of national talking heads complimenting the Chargers, like how incredible
Herbert
they look,
and,
offense and defense. And Harbaugh's got them rolling along.
We're recording this on a Tuesday, and last night Jared Goff looked really good last night for the Lions.
Great Monday night game
against the Ravens.
Yeah, the Lions specifically are finding a rhythm post Ben Johnson in their play calling, and
That
Jared
fourth
Goff,
down play
Oh yeah,
where he
the option.
lobbed it.
Oh, the Amon-Ra one. Yeah. They go when you say fourth down play, they go for it on fourth down quite a
But
bit.
this was a very weird,
Yeah.
and there was a holding penalty. It would have counted regardless. But the fact that they made the play,
It was a great play,
man.
Yeah, the play action they're really good, and Amon-Ra
Yeah.
is a perfect receiver.
But what you're saying about the coordinator,
Yeah,
I don't even know who the coordinator is now.
It's I can see his face. I don't know his name, but he's been around the league for a long time. He's not one of these like young up and comers.
Okay.
He's more of an old timer. He's been in the league a while, so they're kind of figuring it out. Great Monday night game. Whew, man, in Baltimore, great atmosphere.
Yeah.
They flustered Lamar multiple times. Derrick Henry had another fourth quarter fumble. Oh my gosh, that was tough to see him. Like he got stripped from behind. Aiden Hutchinson, Detroit's best player, had a heck of a game.
Who missed all of last year?
Yeah, most of last
Yeah.
year. He played a few games before he got injured. But man, I mean, the scoring was great. 38-31. No, 38-30 was the final score.
Goff, man.
David Montgomery had like 175 yards rushing.
You give a guy like Goff weapons.
Yeah.
Man.
No, if you look at his play action stats, they're really good at play action. But they have everything. Detroit's built to they do everything. They run the ball and they set it up with play action, and Goff is an on-time quarterback and they play on time. That's how it is. That's just how they work. And they got Jameson Williams, who's a speed burner, deep post, vertical routes, and you got Amon-Ra, who's the underneath guy. Then you got Laporta, who's tight end. They're just so well built, kind of like Baltimore's well built, but Baltimore's defense. If you scroll social media right now, I see a lot of like funny Baltimore stupid Twitter accounts, and it's like, man, the defense is not looking good. They don't look like a Ravens defense. They're not. Funny thing, if you know this guy named Marlon Humphrey, he does like how every player has a podcast,
Yeah.
and immediately after like a loss, they go on. And they talk about the loss and the fans hate it. They're like, if you don't get off that he posted the podcast today. And the first clip is him like, tough day at the office last night. And like all the fans, like him exiting the stadium, like, and you better not do a podcast this week. it's like the downside of it, right? You're a player. You want to put your brand out there, but you're out there podcast. Fans don't want to hear that. They want to see you win the game. So
ODU needs a post-game call-in show.
Oh yeah.
Why do they have that?
I don't know.
Because
You
when
know
you're
that
sitting
better than me.
when you're sitting in traffic, getting out, call and complain or compliment.
They have a post-game show, but they're just saying they don't take calls.
They should take calls.
Yeah, most post-game college football shows take calls.
Yeah.
That's a very common
Yeah.
thing.
ECU, I'm coming back.
Call
from
Ted.
ECU, go.
Get Ted on the phone. Ask
Ted
him
doesn't
why
want
not.
to do that.
No, I don't know what he wants. How they get it going.
Have Richie do it.
30 minutes. It's a 30-minute show.
Yeah.
But talking about the Commanders going to Atlanta, we got 6 minutes here. I say play Marcus because Marcus played for the Falcons. It could be another revenge game. Marcus played for the Raiders, and he also played for the Falcons. So he'd be motivated to go back to Atlanta where he played a year or two or something like that and go try to beat them in the, Mercedes-Benz Superdome, Mercedes-Benz Dome, whatever the heck it is now. And they're coming off a terrible 30-0 loss to the Panthers in Carolina. Whew. Michael Penix is not looking good. They're looking really bad.
Cousins still on that team.
He's still on the team, but
Maybe-
they're rolling with Penix.
So speaking of a revenge game,
Yeah.
what if they throw Kirk in? He'd be looking for some revenge too.
If they got bad, they could throw him in there. So, Chip Kelly and the offense for the Raiders, by the way, not looking good. Fantasy football players out there, I have Genty on my fantasy team. I feel your struggles. He's getting no space to run the ball. Terrible pick by me. I don't know what I was thinking. So the Raiders and Pete Carroll trying to figure that thing out. We'll see what happens with them down the line. The AFC West though it's the Chargers and everybody else.
Seems to be the case, right?
And
but you're so quick to sleep on the Chiefs. They always look like this in September.
No, they're in September. They're great. That's the thing.
Not last year.
No, not last year. Last 2 years, but prior to last year, they're always great in September. This is not the case. Funny thing about the Chiefs, they play the Ravens this week. So whoever loses that game is 1-3. Heard that on the radio driving in today. They're 1-3, and they were talking about if you're 1-3, the statistical likelihood of making the playoffs. I don't know. Both the Ravens and the Chiefs will probably be fine, but man, being 1-3,
Eventually,
you can't dig yourself out of the hole.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes all the breaks aren't going to go your way. You need so many breaks in this game, in any game really, to be successful.
Honestly, the Chiefs, they got some injuries. One of their receivers, they're up and down with the receiving core. The Chiefs, this year, right? If they don't make the AFC title game, which is their standard, right? Every year, Mahomes has played.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, every year, Mahomes. I think Mahomes is
every year
the AFC title game
every year as a starter
since. Yeah, every year since
17.
Yeah, correct. 18. Started 18. That's the standard, right? If they don't make the AFC championship, let's say they get bounced in the first round or they don't make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, you got to take a hard, long look in the mirror. This could be the next, like the Brady first 10 years of the Patriots, and then you had the next chapter.
Yeah, exactly.
This could be that transition.
Yeah, I do think there could be another chapter for Mahomes.
There's going to be.
With a new cast of characters.
Once Kelsey retires.
Yeah.
If Kelsey retires this offseason. I was just thinking about this today because they were talking about it on the radio when I was driving in, but it was like, you got to probably look at trading Chris Jones, that D tackle, who's going to be 30 plus pretty soon. And you got to start rebuilding this around Mahomes in a different way, post Travis Kelsey, post Chris Jones, and kind of figure it out. If you don't make today AFC title game, or if you don't make the playoffs, if this is a year where the dynasty's over, so to speak, you're going to have to make some moves. And Brett Veach they'll do that. They'll do that. Andy Reid, what happens to Andy Reid, man? He's getting up there.
He is.
He's getting up there. He's 3-time Super Bowl champion. What if Andy Reid there's no guarantee he comes back next year? You might have to blow it all up.
What else is he going to do?
I don't know. Spend time with your family.
I don't know.
Steve Spagnuolo's waiting in the wings for that job.
I don't think he's a golfer.
No, I don't know. Steve Spagnuolo will take over that job, but I don't. It was just something random I heard on the radio, and I was like, "Yeah, what will the Chiefs do if they don't make it this year?" So, good NFL weekend. Some crazy games. The Eagles and the Rams. Oh my, that's the game I was locked into. I was locked into that game. 26 unanswered points for the Eagles against the Rams to come back and win that game. Jalen Hurts had it going. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Man, that was impressive. But that first half for the Rams, I was like, the Rams going to Philly and, return to the scene of the crime of the divisional round last year.
4 quarters.
It was crazy, man. And the defense, the Eagles blocked 2 field goals. And I was watching the second field goal. And I don't want to be, revisionist, but I was watching it and I was thinking to myself, they're going to block this dang kick, because the previous kick, it was so crystal clear. The push they got, the special teams unit couldn't block Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. The push they got, they pushed this guy back 4 yards and got their hands up. So I was telling myself, I was like, they're going to block this, because the kicker, if you know anything about kicking, had a low trajectory on his kicks. And it was so telling. So if the kicker's got the low trajectory, and then you couple that with a push, I was telling myself it was going to be blocked. They blocked it. Jordan Davis ran it back, and bad beat, by the way. Bad beat right there.
Oh, no.
Eagles were up 1. They end up winning by 7 on the final play of the game.
What was the line?
I think the line was Eagles 3.5. So if you had the Rams, think about this. I don't bet, but if you had the Rams plus 3.5, right? You were good either way. Kick makes it. Rams win. Kick misses it. Rams only lose by 1. So you're good. You won your money.
Oh, man.
Last play of the game, Eagles block it. Eagles win by 7. You're screwed. So that's
why I don't bet.
Yeah,
kids.
It's too much. It's too much. As time expires, too. The link was going nuts. Sirianni was running up the sideline. That was the game of the day. There was other games. Green Bay lost to Cleveland 13-10.
Crazy. I saw that score. I couldn't believe it.
They were down 10-0. Cleveland was down 10-0 with 4 minutes. Flacco got a drive going, and they kicked the walk-off field goal. It was awesome. Good day of game.
Out of time.
All right, we are out of time. That is Sports Wrap Overtime. We will see you next time. For Brian Parsons, I'm Craig Loper. Tune into the show on Wavy Plus. We are brought to you by HII, Built in America for America. Have a good one, everybody.